Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of our Minecraft Let's Play. Today, I would like to start the day with some nether work, and I'd like to work on the purple section lobby because I keep falling off the edge and dying. I actually had to place glass at the bottom underneath because I kept losing all of my stuff to falling in lava. So, why don't we get to that right now? Okay, so our storage room is on that side, so hopefully it won't be too annoying to run back and forth, but let's start with this entranceway here. And this part I'm just gonna copy directly. Oh, wait. Wait, why do I like that better than the stone on the other side? 1 minute. Alright, quick little time lapse this morning, and this is what we have ended up with. Much safer. I have no risk of falling off the edge, which is great. It's very similar to the other one. There is nothing in this direction. So I just kind of blocked it off with Sculk to make it look a little bit nicer than Netherrack. But this is what we got. I'm pretty happy with it. This is the happy gas tunnel. Yeah. Kind of want to just make the other two as well, and then I can just get to the hallways when I need to. I do really like how these are turning out. The reason why I am doing the nether hub so early is because it's going to be my main mode of transportation for the rest of the series. So, yeah. Yeah, why don't we just do the other two now? Might as well. Okay, so we're back from building, and I don't know if you can tell from my voice, I am ill. And while I was ill, I just kind of sat in front of my computer and built. Okay, I did that. I did this. And this. Yep. Well, why don't we head back to the overworld, and I think I want to start making a design for Spawn, because Spawn currently is just kind of a big square of nether portals on a weird little platform, and I think it deserves something a little bit better. Okay, here we are. We are in the overworld on this weird little platform that I made episodes and episodes ago, and I want to do something with it, and I'm not quite sure what yet. I'm definitely looking at leaving this area open because I want to be able to spawn near the portal if I die. Oh yeah, also I did put a preemptive portal up there as well, so we can actually get there quite easily, which is nice. That's in the green tunnel. I think what I'm gonna do is... oh yeah, I've lost my helmet at some point. I don't know where it went, but I have no more helmet. I'll have to get a new one. I think I will take a screenshot and just work through some sketches and see what I can come up with. I'm curious. I don't think I've seen many other people like incorporate art into their Let's Play. I think B-Dubs draws sometimes, but I think that this is relatively fresh, which I like, and I hope you guys are having a fun time watching me work through this world and hopefully doing something a little bit different than what you've usually seen, because I feel like a lot of these tend to kind of bleed together. And not that that's like a bad thing, but I hope that this is a little bit different and enjoyable. Okay, so we are back from drawing. This is what I came up with, and I think I actually am going to build the whole thing out of dirt first, and then include that gradient as like I'm taking out the dirt, because I want to get that shape in first. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan here. Alright, I just kind of want to make the platform a little bit bigger, just to give me some more room on the actual inside of this building. And then I'm going to start laying out the actual structure. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Put one staircase here, and one staircase here, and yeah, I think that works. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with an interior and exterior wall, so maybe if I want to make the inside a different color, I can. That's what I do with most of my builds. I'll even like put a gap of air as well for like adding in windows and stuff. Like I'll use a full block for a window. Okay, and now I'm gonna attempt to do that kind of like curve in. See if I can bucket clutch this. Hell yeah. I'm considering doing it in the same palette as this guy, specifically the top half, to suggest that this is also an older building. I'm imagining that the Nether isn't really a thing in our lore, but that there was some sort of teleportation system that they would have used to get around the different places on Ganymede. And I'm picturing that this would have been like one of these teleportation stations that was originally encased in more of a kind of like habitation dome, but then was taken down when the air became breathable. So I think this is the color palette that we're going to be using. Alright. Let's see here. We're kind of looking like a boulder. This is okay. I'm going to add more of the details and see if the boulderness goes away. I kind of feel like I'm scraping out a pumpkin. Like a really, really big pumpkin that I can fit inside for some reason. I'm short, but I'm not that short. Okay, interior-wise, I think I'm gonna start with like a kind of baseboard idea. Oh, hello. We have a visitor. Okay, now I'm working on the walkway on top. And I don't really know if I'm ever going to use this walkway, but I'm intending it to be kind of like a lookout platform, you know? I really like to have these like Vista type locations in my worlds. Oh, there's the rest of the party. I didn't think you guys could spawn up there, because it's non-spawnable. I put carpets up there. Huh. Man, my voice sounds weird today. Now, this part is another kind of like leaning one, but it's leaning towards the portal, so I'm gonna try my best again. Let's go get some dirt and figure this out with dirt. Ow. Why did I do that? It is actually a tad bit faster to go through the portal and then through the portal on the main street, so... Alright, the next thing that I'd like to do for this little structure here is make these like two curving staircases that go up into one that will meet at this walkway. And I don't really know how I'm going to do this, but I am going to try. Okay, there we go. Got stairs going up the back here and come out onto the kind of lookout walkway thing. Last thing that we gotta do is blend it more into the terrain, so why don't we get to doing that? No, I think that's not a bad spot. I'm a fan. I like it. This is what it looks like from the outside. Yeah. Yeah, that blends in much nicer and just looks nicer than what we had before. I'm a fan. Just gotta let this grassify here. It kind of looks like a boulder, but I think it looks like a cool boulder. And I like how the stairs turned out as well. I also like the window on the back. Again, it kind of reminds me of the type of buildings that you'll see at, like, a nature center. Alright, why don't we continue this episode of polishing things up with this, which, if you don't know, number 0 in the orange tunnel is my cornflower farm that has been neglected for a very long time, because I don't cross paths with it very often, so... It's just out here, looking ugly. So why don't we do another drawing here and grab a screenshot and do some art? And boop. Alright, so up on the screen right now is a picture of what I've come up with. I forgot to click record when doing the drawing, so there is no speed paint for this one. But there was already speed paint earlier in this episode, so hope that's fine. Just gathering materials right now. If you can't tell, I did kind of want it to resemble a cornflower. Maybe you can see that? I don't know. Can you see that? Hopefully. But yeah, that's what I was going for with this drawing. Okay, we are here, and we are joined by some pillagers once again. And here is our stuff. And I think I'm just gonna try and build and see how it goes. Alright, let's see what we ended up with. So I put the nether portal right in the doorway, kind of like with our pumpkin pie farm. I just really like how it looks. It hides the nether portal a little bit better. I don't know, it's just something I do a lot. Here is where we have a bone meal collection zone that clearly picked up some of the terracotta. Obviously I changed my mind partway through of making this room blue and decided to make it pink. So, yep, we have a pink room now. And up here we've got the actual mechanism. You put the bone meal here, and then you go up to the very top and flick the lever and turn it on. There's nothing in there right now. And then you can put the stuff that you don't want in here, and it'll go through to spit out bone meal at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, and you probably saw in the time-lapse that the roof design took me forever to figure out how to get it to look like the picture. It just looked kind of floppy before, but now I think it looks actually structural. But yeah, this is what I've ended up with. And then the outside, of course, looks like that. And the roof definitely looks less like it's made out of styrofoam now, which is great. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It's not exactly what I was picturing, but I think it's the best I'm gonna be able to do. So, yeah. The next thing that I'd like to cover is the lighting. I really don't like the lighting that we have going on here, and I think I'd like to fix it, as well as I'd really like to try using some sort of like daylight sensor setup so that they only come on at night. I think that could be cool. So I think I'm going to start by taking out all of the frog lights and then figuring out where the best spots for our lighting is going to be. I think I'm just gonna continue decorating a little bit because this whole area just feels kind of blank. It needs something. I'm not quite sure yet, but needs something. Maybe even a little bit of overgrowth and just kind of add like since these are the newer buildings, maybe just add a little bit of overgrowth. Kind of implying that yes, these are the newer buildings, but they have been here for enough amount of time since everyone left. I think I'm also going to start adding in some like retaining walls around here, just to kind of separate this street from everything else a little bit more. I like to section off my builds a little bit because it makes it feel a little bit more lived in, I feel like. I'm just gonna do, like, a really simple, just 2-block gradient. Just kind of as if the bottom is a little bit damp or just cracked or older, and the top is a little bit fresher. Just with mud and then the polished deep slate. I really like me a retaining wall. I think they always look nice. I'm also just gonna add some more wheat fields here. Because I like how those have been looking in between the buildings. I think that they look neat. Ooh yeah, I like this little border here. It looks nice. I think that the spawn boulder is growing on me here. I like it. It looked a little bit wonky at first, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Whoa, okay. Okay. I have just come from playing Hard Space Shipbreaker, which, if you don't know, the, like, controls of looking around are very stiff because you're like in 0G. Oh, coming back to play Minecraft after that is a little bit crazy. The next thing I'm working on is I've gathered a whole bunch of leaves and I'm gonna start just plopping them around. Ugh. It's like I don't know how to move my mouse anymore. Man, I'm taking the sensitivity down. What I'm kind of trying to do is not make it look like disheveled, just a little bit overgrown, like it's been left for a decent amount of time, but not enough time that things have started crumbling, you know? Also, I'm quite sure that I will be taking some inspiration from the ships in Hard Space Shipbreaker, just because a lot of them kind of look similar to how I picture the exterior of Demeter. So I think with some future Demeter drawings, there might be some inspiration taken from the ships in that game. Kind of reminiscent of Firefly, I feel like. Also, at time of recording, I am aware of the mysterious Firefly Instagram Reels, but at time of recording, I do not know what that is yet, and I'm slightly concerned that they're gonna try to reboot it and screw it up. Also, I just kind of realized that I always have a drink with me when I am playing, so if you want to enjoy along with me, I currently have milk hot chocolate, so I just, instead of water, just using milk. It's pretty good. Man, I sure am a fan of this mod that I added, so I can't trample crops. Oh, it's great. I know it's not intended game design, but I always disclose what mods I use, so it's not like I'm hiding it. It's just nice and quality of life. Okay, I think the next thing that I'm gonna do is make us some banners. And how I'm gonna do this, I think, is inspired by a few builds that I've seen. The most recent one that I can think of is Mumbo Jumbo, but it's been done a bajillion times. So what we're gonna do is take some banners and just add a gradient to it so it looks like it's faded. And then I'm gonna just kind of string them up along this pathway, kind of like old flags, you know, because I'm picturing that the newer colonies are occupied by a lot of people that are from different planets and different spaces. So I think that would be really cool to kind of just add a bit of a homage to the different types of people that would have been living on the new terraformed planet. Well, moon. It's a moon, it's not a planet. Pretty sure I left my loom in the nether. Okay, got a whole bunch of flags, quote unquote, and a bunch of iron bars, and we're just gonna kind of dot them around and see what we can do here. Alright, this is kind of what I ended up with. They are floating slightly, but I think I can get over that. I'm a fan. I like it. I think it's cute. Adds a little bit of decor, you know. Decor? Decor? Is that my weird Canadian accent, or am I saying that wrong? I think I'm just saying it wrong. You know, the weirdest thing that I had someone say to me recently was that it's weird how Canadians say bag. How else do you say bag? Like, with a North American accent. Bag. Please tell me if I say that weird. Americans, sound off in the comments. How do you... Am I saying bag weird? I don't know how else to say it. That does not seem like one of the words that we have differently. I know that at least, I think 60% of my audience is American, so please tell me. Alright everyone, that is where I am going to leave it for today. I hope that you enjoyed, and why don't we get to our map making? Okay, this is what I have ended up with for our episode 13. There's not a lot of differences. You can kind of see the spawn boulder there. You can see a little bit of dotting along here for the banners, but that's about it. Also, I added some little farming area over there for pale oak. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed joining me tonight playing some Minecraft, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys!